Good morning, my dear students. See, today we'll discuss a very important topic from this life process. We have been discussing this life process. Let's consider a situation. I'll ask you a question. Imagine what will happen to your house if you never clean, or if you never sweep, or if you never mop the floor. The house will become dirty, right? Or let's say, what will happen to the kitchen if you never clean the kitchen? When we prepare food, when we cook food, when we prepare a dish, a lot of waste materials are generated in the kitchen. So these waste materials which were generated in the kitchen, we throw them out, or rather we dispose them out from the kitchen. It makes the kitchen clean, it makes the kitchen neat and tidy, and it also makes it hygienic, right? Now, if all the waste materials are accumulated in the kitchen, what will happen? The place will become very dirty, it will become very unhygienic, we may become sick. Similarly, in our body also, lot of waste materials are generated from each and every part of the body, from the different cells. Now, what will happen if we don't dispose of, or if we don't throw off the waste material, if the waste materials are all accumulated in the body? We may become sick, it may become toxic to the body, and we may die. So there is a need or a mechanism to throw out, or rather to remove the waste material from our body. This is what we are going to study in today's topic. Now, this removal or throwing out of the waste material from our body, in biology we call it excretion. Okay, so excretion is a process in which the waste materials which are generated in our body are removed from the body. Now, this removal of this waste material, it is performed in our body by a very important organ which we call kidney. This, it is a bean-shaped structure which is reddish brown in color, which are situated on both sides of the abdomen. Okay, this kidney, it is said to be about 10 to 12 centimeter in length and weight about 150 grams. Now, let's see where the kidney is situated. If you can please, yes. See, the kidney is situated in the abdomen. It is in fact situated on the back side of our abdomen. Okay, this is the rib cage, and the lower part of the rib cage, on both sides the kidney is situated. There are a pair of kidney, there is two in number. You should see the position of the kidney. The right side of the kidney is a little bit lower comparing with the left side of the kidney. This is the right kidney, right? This is the left kidney. If we can please move on to the next slide. Now let's see the functions. What are the functions and the structure of the kidney, the internal structure? If we go deep inside the kidney, we will see so many tiny structures which we call nephrons. This is a classic example of nephron. This is the internal structure. This is the blood vessel. There are two blood vessels we'll come across in the next slide. This blood vessel, it carries oxygenated blood, and this blood vessel, it brings out, or rather it carries away the deoxygenated blood from the kidney. Now, the structure which you see here, these are all made up of this nephron, which we call nephron, which are the filtration unit. We'll come across, or we'll rather discuss about this nephron later on. Okay, if we move on to the next slide, let's see the function of kidney. Now, why is the kidney important? In the beginning, we have seen that the main function of kidney is to remove a waste material, right? Waste material which are present in the blood. Now, you should know, even though there are a lot of waste materials which are present in our blood, the most important, or rather the most toxic, the most poisonous waste materials are urea and uric acid. You should remember this, urea and uric acid. This urea and uric acid has to be disposed of or thrown away from the blood. It is carried out by the kidney. Apart from throwing out, or rather removal of this waste material from the blood, which we call filtration, or rather making the blood pure. In other words, you can say the function of kidney is to purify the blood, okay? Or some people say it is filtration of the waste material. It's written here, filtration of the waste product from the blood. That means making the blood pure. The kidney also has some other function like reabsorption, tubular reabsorption of the useful substance from the filtrate. What is the filtrate? How it is formed? We'll discuss in the next slide. The other function of kidney is tubular secretion of unwanted substances back into the collecting ducts, and this is very important, maintaining normal blood pressure by balancing the electrolytes in the body. Now, as per your syllabus, we will concentrate on mostly on this, okay? Filtration of the waste products from the blood, that is making the blood pure. If we move to the next slide, see, many a times a question has been asked like this: name the excretory organs in human being. Okay, these are the excretory organs in human beings, or rather in mammals. Okay, your answers would be: the excretory organs of human beings are a pair of kidneys, that is we have 2 in number. As I have said, this is the right side of the kidney, which is a little bit lower, right? We also have a sort of pipe or a tube, 2 in numbers, coming from the kidney, its kidney. These pipes or ducts, they are called ureters. They are 2 in numbers. So we have 2 kidneys, there is a pair of kidneys, 2 ureters, there is a pair of ureters. We also have a urinary bladder. Okay. It is just like a pouch where kidney is stored for some time. This is 1 in number, urinary bladder, and we have a small opening which we call urethra. These 4 constitute the excretory organs of human being. So the excretory organ of human being is very important. They are 4 in number. They are a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra. Now this urethra opens when the urine which is formed here is full. When the urine is full, the urethra opens and we secrete the urine. Now what is urine, how it is formed, from where we get the urine, etc., etc., we'll discuss in the next slide. Okay, now we have an enlarged diagram of kidney, which is very, very beautiful. See, we have 2 kidneys, bin shaped. This red blood vessel, it carries oxygenated blood. It is called the aorta, right? Aorta, which comes from the blood, which carries pure blood. Pure blood means oxygenated blood. It contains oxygen. Now, there is a need to clarify here. Even though the blood coming from the heart, it contains oxygen, it also contains lot of impurities. Okay, impurities which are generated from its cell. So the impurities coming along with the blood which contains oxygen, they go to the kidney, each kidney, one this side and the other this side. Right? Then what happens? This aorta is divided into these 2 branches. These 2 branches, they are called renal artery. Renal artery. Renal means something which is related with kidney. Okay, whenever the term renal comes, you should bear in mind that it is related with kidney. This renal artery, it is divided into small branches. Okay, and these small branches, they will be further divided into many capillaries which go to each and every part of the kidney, which we call nephron, right? Now the impurities which are present coming along with the oxygenated blood, they go to the capillary. The impurities are filtered by the nephron. Okay, then the blood it flows back to this blue color. This blue color blood vessel is called the vena cava. This one. These 2 branches, they are called the renal vein. They combine together, and this is called the inferior vena cava. It will go to the heart, and further it will go to the lungs for oxygenation. So coming back, the impurities which are carried by this, they are filtered here. The blood goes back. This blood do not contain oxygen. The oxygen are used up here, right? So the blood goes here, and what happened to the impurities? The impurities which are filtered here, we call them filtrate, right? They come and they are collected, and they come along these two pipes or tubes, which we call ureter. Okay. Now this impurity which comes from the kidney, they contain water. They also contain a lot of urea and uric acid, which are harmful to our body. This urea and uric acid, along with water, they are collected from the kidney, is what we call urine. Okay. So when we pass our urine, what do? We remove the waste materials. All right. Now we can move to the next slide. So this is about the location of the kidneys, seen from the back side. The kidneys, they are located not in the front. Okay, kidneys are not located in the front portion of the abdomen, rather they are located in the back side. This is the position of the kidneys, two kidneys. Yes, this is the internal structure of the kidney, what the kidney looks like. If you observe them, if you slice the kidney and observe them inside, it looks like this. Okay, these are the internal structure. This is the outlet. It leads to the ureter, which is the collecting pipe. Not very important. This also shows the location of the kidney. It is just behind the stomach. Here, these two kidney, right? And this is also another diagram which shows the internal structure of kidney. Not very important. You can skip this one too. This is the internal structure. Okay, let's discuss. Yes. Now see, this is a kidney which is not open. This is the kidney which shows the internal structure, right? And you should also remember that on top of the kidney, though it is not related with your topic here, we have a very important gland, two in number, one on its top of the kidney. These glands, they are called adrenal gland. Okay, we will be discussing about this when we discuss the hormones. These two adrenal gland, they secrete a very important hormone called adrenaline. All right. Now, as I have said before, this red blood vessel, what do we call? We call it aorta. It comes from the heart, right? It carries the pure blood. Pure blood means oxygenated blood, blood containing oxygen. Even though we say it is a pure blood, oxygenated blood, it also contains a lot of other impurities. Okay, and the blood, it goes to the kidney. The blood is filtered here. The blood comes back. This is the vena cava. It will go back to the heart, and the impurities which are filtered here, they will come along the, what do we call this one? Ureter, two in number, right? So this is the collecting duct. The thing or the substance or the liquid which comes in this ureter is what we call urine. Okay. And yes, we have a very clear picture of the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder, it is just like collecting pouch, okay, where the urine is stored for some time. It is thick and it is stretchable, elastic. So the urine which are collected from the kidney, they are stored in the urinary bladder for some time. Imagine what will happen if there is no urinary bladder. Every time the urine is formed in the kidney, it will come and we will pass out urine, which is not a very good situation, right? So it also plays a very important role. And here is the urethra. We have a sphincter muscle here. Sphincter muscle which contracts and relaxes, that can control the opening and closing of the this urinary bladder. Okay. Now, when it is full, you have the urge, you have the desire to let it open. It is controlled by the central nervous system. Okay. When it is full, the brain will send a message to open this urethra so that the urine is passed up. If you can move to the next. Yes. Now let's discuss something about this nephron. Okay. Nephrons, they are actually the small units, the filtration unit of the kidneys. Inside the kidneys, you have millions and millions of these tiny structures, which we call nephron. Okay. What is the function? How urine is formed, etc. Let's see. See, these are the two blood vessels that we have discussed earlier. This red one, it is the artery. Okay, the aorta, which comes from the heart, which carries your oxygenated blood, oxygen containing blood. This oxygen containing blood, it also contains lot of impurities, as we have seen. Okay, impurities like what? Impurities like your urea, impurities like your uric acid, your ammonia, and some other salts also. Now this blood, which contains oxygen and which also contains impurities, it comes here, and we have a supercoil structure here. Okay, this coil structure here is called glomerulus. Okay, remember the term glomerulus. This glomerulus is situated in a bowl-shaped structure. Okay, this bowl-shaped structure is called the Bowman's capsule, or it is also called the glomerular capsule. Okay, normally we call it Bowman's capsule, glomerular capsule or Bowman's capsule. Now what happened? This blood, which is carried by this artery, small artery, it is coiled here. It is carried under high pressure. Okay, the blood is carried under high pressure. Then what happened inside this glomerulus? Because of the high pressure, the tiny molecules which are present in the blood, they squeeze out, they come out. Okay, then the large cell, like your red blood cell, your white blood cell, etc., etc., which are large, they cannot be squeezed out, so they pass through this. The tiny molecules, they are filtered here, or rather they are squeezed out here. The tiny molecules, they come out here, okay, through this tube. It's a coil, long tube extending here, and it will come back, and it will come back, and it will be connected with your collecting duct. Now this collecting duct, there are so many collecting ducts, it's coming from its nephron. They'll all join together, and we will have the ureter. Okay, ureter is form of a number of these collecting ducts. Now coming back, what happens here? The impurities. Okay, impurities which comes here, the tiny molecule that we discussed, it comes here, it passes here, and when it reaches this tubular structure, this lower portion of the nephron is called the tubular structure. Okay, tubular part. When it comes here, what happened? The water, then some useful substances. Okay, don't think that everything that comes here, they are all useless. We also have some useful things, okay, which are present here. Those useful things, they are again reabsorbed by this blood vessel. Okay, so the useful things which are present here, they are reabsorbed, and they come back to the bloodstream, and they are passed into the vena cava, which we call inferior vena cava. And those useless ones, they are present here, and the useless ones are like what? Like your urea, your uric acid, and ammonia. They all pass through this duct, and they come back here together with some water. In fact, urine consists about 95% water. So the water along with urea and uric acid, they are collected here by the collecting duct, and they join with the ureter. Okay, so the thing which are present here, this is what we call urine. Okay, it consists mainly of water and urea, uric acid, and some amount of ammonia. So that is the function of this nephron. It is the structural unit of kidney. The filtration is done here. Okay, it's nephron, they will do the filtration. So lot of nephron means lot of filtration, right? And that filtrate, it comes here and pass here. This is what we call urine. Okay, that has to be removed, which is yes. The next slide, please. So we have another picture of nephron. Yeah, it's the same thing as the previous one. You can skip here. Okay, here finally I think it's a very clear picture of the excretory system of human beings, right? Excretory system consists of 4 organs, which we call kidney, 2 pairs, 2 in number, not 2 pairs, 1 pair, 2 in number, 2 kidneys. Then what is this pipe called? It is the ureter, 2 in number. This is the urinary bladder, which stores the urine for some time, and here you have the urethra. Okay, so what is the main function of kidney? The main function of kidney is to filter the blood, to make the blood purified. All right, it makes the blood pure. Now what will happen if the blood is not pure? If the blood is dirty, it will become toxic, right? It will become poisonous. Our cells will die, and if the cells die, then our organs will fail and we will die, right? So the failure of the organ is prevented by kidney, by purification of the blood. Clear? Okay, if there is any doubt, we can repeat. Okay, thank you.